Hello YouTube friends. While we're working on this 2004 Chevy Suburban with a 5.3 engine, I thought I'd show you basically how to replace the serpentine belt. I'm going to show some other things about this. We're actually replacing the water pump. This is the water pump that's taken out. It's leaking really bad. And this is the air box that we've got out. We've got a video on how to remove that air box, and we'll have a video on the water pump. But just for the serpentine belt, this is just a preview. In this video you're going to see everything put together, but right now I'm showing you everything that's taken apart just to introduce what I'm doing here. So you will have to take this plenum off, which that's your air intake, and there's two screws, two clamps you'll have to take off. This clamp right here that attaches it to the air box, and this clamp right here. So just loosen those and you can work them loose without taking anything else off. You do not have to break into the coolant system, so you don't need to lose any coolant when you're just replacing the belt. Not sure if this will show up, but this is the direction of the belt. I slip it off this idler here. This is your tensioner, and so you just release the pressure, get some slack with moving the tensioner, and slip it off the idler. Everything else slides off. You do not have to take the fan off to get it, because this just goes around this, and it'll you can come off without even going. You slide it off here and here, and it'll just slide off the top. So don't worry about working your way around the fan or anything. But just want to do you quickly. This happens to be a 15 millimeter, and that's the size you need. This is not extremely difficult to turn here, so you turn it. Now I've taken off, this is your top radiator hose. I've got the air plenum off that would be across here, so you got a hose clamp holding here. You got a hose clamp holding back on this end of your plenum. So get your plenum off, just two hose clamps, and then you would have to work around this hose here, but it's just a little ways to loosen it. The problem is you want to get it to where you can loosen it like this, but when it releases, it's going to release way back against those hoses. So you can lift those hoses up usually and get the wrench under it. So try to release the tension down here as far as you can, like this. Slide it off the tensioner right there, and it'll come off the alternator. Release that back, and that comes loose. That's all the way off. Then this will work its way out. Like I say, it'll work off of the bottom two pulleys, just fall right off, and there's your belt. Just getting it off, getting it back on. I'd work it on the bottom two pulleys, do the opposite. I think the best way to go is start off coming down in here beside your tensioner, get it wrapped around the crank, then pull it over the fan, and then come in and get around the power steering. Make sure all these are on pretty good. Then you go over the alternator, and you go over the tensioner, and then you move your tensioner back, and then you slide it under this idler in the middle. This is your tensioner. Tensioner here. This is your idler pulley here. And then it comes up around your alternator. Then it goes down. Under the alternator is a power steering pulley down here. Goes around your power steering pulley and back up into across your water pump pulley. Then it goes down around your crankshaft, and then you're back up to your tensioner.